What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name is Michael Roman, aka Allfires, and as promised, bright and early, we got the brand new trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine, and where Wolverine wasn't anywhere to be found really in the first trailer, he's basically the center of this second trailer. There are so many Easter eggs and plot reveals during this trailer. We're going to break them all down and do our best to catch everyone, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. The next one is right around the corner to coincide with X-Men 97's finale next month. Again, all you got to do, be a subscriber, leave a comment if you want. Stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Now, we open with Deadpool trying to recruit Wolverine inside of a bar. Now, this is a normal setting for Logan, and in fact, when they announced the Logan video game, this is exactly how we cued in on him coming in from the back while he's sitting at the bar trying to drink. Now, you might immediately guess that this is somewhere in Madripoor where Logan normally is and where he was in that video game setting, but there are Canadian flags and moose antlers all over this bar, letting us know it's in Canada. More important than a reluctant Logan is the fact that his claws don't work, cueing us in that this Logan is somewhere around the same age as the Logan we saw from the Logan film where he died, because he's very obviously suffering at this point from adamantium poisoning, which is what Wade says when he alludes to him being over 40. He's a lot older than that, and I think it's really funny that real quickly you see his gun actually says smile for the flash at the end of the muzzle. Now, of course, we get the first shot of them squaring off in the void. He finally comes into full frame like he should have in the first trailer. We need to freeze every single shot because there are Easter eggs all the way through here. Now, in the foreground of the shot, this platform here looks like it's the same one that's tied to the Mad Max style caravan. We'll talk about that later in the trailer. But in the background, and very clearly, you can see here what is the CN Tower found in Toronto, Canada. Now, that's interesting because they just talked and will talk about Logan letting down his world. We know that this is taking place in the void, so they were just in Canada, and now we're seeing a major Toronto landmark in the void. Now, of course, Deadpool tries to appeal to Logan by letting him know he's about to lose everything he's ever cared about. Of course, Logan tells him he doesn't give an F, and then we find out via flashback scene and Agent Paradox that something major happened in this Logan's world, and he had the ability to save everybody, or at least from their perspective, and let everybody down. Now, this heavily supports the rumor that we've been hearing that specific heroes are tied to their universes, and they're the ones that can save them. If they don't, their universes can perish. That's our version of Deadpool that we're seeing here, who's recruited by the TVA, and when he goes to get this version of Logan, apparently the TVA is unimpressed. I tried to match this shot of him kneeling in front of what looks like to me to be a ton of gravestones, and really couldn't line it up with an exact image from the comics, but something tells me that this might actually be a comic panel, and if you know which one, leave it down in the comments. Now, obviously, whatever happened to Wolverine hangs on him, and they talk about that in the next scene, but I think some of these scenes are mixed up. That shot of them in the TVA probably precedes them in the void. I also think that shot of them talking about his trauma, and that's when Wade alludes to maybe we need a third act flashback, the one we just saw of him kneeling in front of the gravestones, but he's already wearing the yellow and blue costume again. I think these are a little out of order. Now, Easter eggs in this scene. Now, Copperhead is very clearly there on the wall. It's meant to be seen, and the name of Copperhead is actually 3 different villains in the Marvel Universe. The first one is a Daredevil villain, and the latter one actually helps form the Serpent Society, which was heavily rumored to be a part of Captain America: Brave New World, but has since apparently been taken out of the film. More importantly, over Wolverine's right shoulder, though, and left from our perspective, you can clearly see there Liefeld's just feet. That is a call out to Deadpool creator Rob Liefeld. Now, after Deadpool gets done telling Wolverine that he was not only an X-Men, he was the X-Men, they face off against each other and the TVA agents, and we get our first look, at least the front of Cassandra Nova. Now, it's a little creepy because she's walking out of a mouth of a skull, and just a couple of scenes later, we'll see whose skull that is. That's actually Ant-Man, well, as Giant Man, but who's been killed, and she's now living in his skull as her headquarters. Man, that's intense. Now, there's actually a ton going on in this scene just from what we can see here. On the right, you will see clearly what is the car from Captain America 1 that's Red Skull's hot rod that's been reconditioned for this sort of Mad Max style caravan. And you can also see there adult pyro. We saw some of that from the very first shot, him sitting backwards in the car. You can also imagine during that first trailer when he says, "I love this part," it might be leading right up to this. Now, as we scroll to the other side of the frame, you can see Tyler Meng's version of Sabretooth here in the foreground. He may be covered up, but we know that's him from the long golden locks. You can also see on the right part of the frame, Lady Deathstrike because of the claws in her hands. Now, behind Sabretooth, that smooth silver bumper, that's the remnants of the Fantastic Four car or the Fantastic car. And I will also mention, zoomed in like this, it's not only Ant-Man or Giant Man's skull in his helmet, but rather his entire shoulder anatomy that makes up their layer. Basically, they're living in the skeleton of a giant Ant-Man. Now, obviously, this is all leading towards the introduction of the film's true antagonist, which is Cassandra Nova, the equal and opposite of Professor X. And because she has his powers of telekinesis, it is going to be extremely difficult for Deadpool and Wolverine to try to beat her. And we see a quick glimpse of this after they show us a shot of Alioth roaming the horizon, which guarantees to us that this is the Void. Also, I will mention that this room Wolverine's in here now, who's spitting up whiskey. This also makes it look like this is the same setting where Deadpool's in Hulk's bed. We see Wolverine trying to fight Cassandra Nova, and it is not even close. She completely controls him and puts his claws into the ground. Again, they're going to need some help with this, and we'll talk about who in just a second is going to help them. Now, we continue to see them fight henchmen in the Void, but if you pause this scene right here, can you see it to the right? There's the jaw, there's the Hulk bed that we saw from the very first trailer. Then it all concludes with them saying that they're ready and jumping off of what looks like the eye hole of Ant-Man into what is very clearly a sling ring portal. Someone is helping them out of the Void. Now, it's obvious to assume that this is Doctor Strange, but he's not the only one who can open up sling ring portals. Keep in mind, other people in other multiverses, say like Baron Mordo in 838, or it could be someone like Wong. There are people who have this ability, so we can't just assume that it's Doctor Strange, but somebody somewhere in some part of the multiverse has now opened up a sling ring portal in order to help them out of the Void, because it didn't look like they were going to be able to defeat Cassandra Nova there and then. Obviously, they were very outclassed, which leads to the rumors, and I will issue the lightest of spoiler warning now. Again, if you want to go into the unknown not knowing, people have heavily rumored we're going to get to see multiple universes in the multiverse, and during this film, not just stuck the entire time in the Void. There have been industry insiders who have indicated that, let's say, 75% of the movies in the Void were still going to go a lot of other places. And could it be that this is actually our Doctor Strange or Wong, and that this is Wolverine and Deadpool escaping to the 616? I am so excited for this film, and I'm sure I wasn't able to pick up every single Easter egg on this first roundup. So if there's anything I missed or that you guys spotted, of course, leave them in the comments. I am all ears as always. How hype are you guys for this movie? Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Alright, we are still giving away PlayStation 5s at the channel, and as I've said, we're just going to continue to do that until the PlayStation 5 Pro or the PlayStation 6 comes out. We're also going to start giving away things more frequently here, maybe of a little lesser value, like graded comics, etc., only because Marvel Studios has far less releases this year, and the PlayStation 5's been out for a while. Either way, for any future giveaways here at the channel, regardless of the prize, all the same rules will always apply. All you got to do is be a subscriber, so hit the sub button, then leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos in the same way we're doing here, live with my voice in the comments shown on screen. So please be safe and vigilant on YouTube or really any other platform. Realize anybody can take a content creator's photo, claim to be that content creator, and it's all a ruse and scam to try to get you to pay for shipping for a prize that doesn't exist. Keep in mind, no content creator, if you win something, will ever charge you for shipping. If you should get a spam comment like that on YouTube or really any platform, just report it to the respective platform, as they are far faster and far more thorough about getting to it than the content creator. And while you can let the content creator know, I assure you they are doing everything in their power to get rid of those comments as well. Now, the best way to keep up with the channel has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you like today's video, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name Allfires. And while I sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.